Hey everybody, it's Al here. I know I usually come in here with calls from scammers. We're not doing that today though. There's been a lot of things going on politically, specifically around healthcare, so what I'm going to do today is I have my little list of things I want to talk to my representative about. So I figured I would get them on the record, record the call, post it on YouTube, but I'm going to call my local representative. I live in St. Paul, Minnesota, so my local representative is Betty McCollum. I'm going to give her a call. I'm going to praise her for some of the things that she's supporting that I agree with, and I'm going to try to get her opinion on other things. Now, I'm not actually going to get to talk to her, I imagine. I'm probably just going to be talking to some random staffer. So chances are they're going to do a lot of stonewalling me. I've called 2 or 3 times already, and that's what they do. They'll stonewall. They don't give you any direct answers, and they'll try to take your information, say they'll get back to you. They haven't gotten back to me yet. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to keep the pressure on. I'm going to try to get her to support some of these things that I personally think would be good for the American people. Now, for disclosure's sake, my political leanings, I consider myself a left-leaning independent. I don't necessarily identify with the Democrats because I think they're far too corporate, and the Republicans are just, they're too far gone. So, I mean, they're trying to take away everybody's health care. Come on. Anyway, so yes, this will be a political video. If that's not your thing, go find one of my other videos where I make fun of scammers, or go watch something on somebody else's channel. I don't care. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to pause the video just for a couple seconds here while I get my stuff all organized, and then we'll see what kind of jump cut I can manage, and next time you see me, I will be dialing the phone number. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I have my notes all ready to go. I've got my telephone here. I've got the phone number right here. And we're going to put it on speaker. We're going to give it a call. I don't know how long this is going to be. I am calling the local office today, so I know she's probably in D.C. I'm calling the local office. We'll see what kind of response I get. So, here we go.
Congresswoman Betty McCollum's office. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm one of Congresswoman McCollum's constituents, and I wanted to give her some congratulations on some of the legislation I noticed that she's supporting that I completely agree with, and I would like to see if I can figure out what her stance is on a few more pieces of legislation that I'm not sure. Maybe I've just missed it, but I haven't heard her say anything about.
Okay. I'd be happy to pass your comments on to the Congresswoman. But do you mind if we start with your name?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and I'll take notes as we go.
All right. The first one I noticed that she supports that I'm in full agreement with is H.R. 15, the Raise the Wage Act. Totally agree with that. Awesome. Just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is H.R. 771, the Equal Access to Abortion and Health Insurance, the EACH Act. That's great. We definitely need better access to that, and I would go so far as to say we need better education on that too, being an educator myself.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, a little bit of a cough here. And the last one is H.R. 2840, the Automatic Voter Registration Act. That's great. Anything we can do to get more people to vote, we need to do. I totally agree with that.
All right.
All right.
And the questions you had?
All right. The questions I have is, the first one's really general. I know there are some people and I'm not sure if it's the Senate or the House, to be fair, that are working on crafting a bill based around clean energy and dealing with climate change. And I just want to say I hope that that's something she'll support when the bill is fully crafted and it's in front of her. Again, it's not crafted yet. There are some people at the Justice Democrats working on that, and I hope that's something she'll support.
Yeah, it's very important to her. I'm sure she'll be behind that, but I can pass that on as well.
All right, awesome. The next couple are specific legislation things I'd like to know about.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is HR 676. It's John Conyers' Medicare for All Act. I noticed that Representative Keith Ellison and I believe it's Richard Nolan here in Minnesota both support it, but I haven't heard anything from her on it. And I've called multiple times, both this office and the D.C. one, to try to get an answer on whether she supports it, and I never get any kind of an answer. So I'm just curious. She hasn't co-sponsored it. I checked today, so I'd like to know what her stance is on that.
Yeah, I am not sure, but I can pass that on. The D.C. office would be the one who would be more likely to have that information. But I'll send a couple emails and see if I can get you an answer on that.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, I know she's in over the years put in a couple of amendments. I believe one was even supposed to be a constitutional amendment saying that affordable health insurance should be a right for everyone in America. So it seems to me this is something she should be willing to get behind, and I hope she does.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't, that's something people might vote against her on. And all right. The next one is HR 608. It's the Stop Arming Terrorist Act. It was I cannot talk today. Tulsi Gabbard's the one that did it, and I'd like to know, because these wars, we got to get out of them, and a lot of our, we're arming Saudi Arabia, who is the same ideology as ISIS, and this bill seems to me like it might stop that, and we stop arming them, it'll cut down on all the terrorism that we have to deal with. And I noticed she hasn't co-sponsored it. I haven't heard her say anything about it, so I'd like to know where she stands on that. Okay. And let's see. Next we have HR 1144, the Inclusive Prosperity Act. It was actually done by Keith Ellison, and the bill largely deals with taxing Wall Street. And I know right now that people who do especially things like high-frequency trading, they pay a smaller percentage in taxes than I do. As somebody who busts my butt, I work 2 jobs, one of which for the school system, another, I work in a restaurant at nights and on the weekends. And, somebody like Mitt Romney's paying, and I'm making the numbers up here, but he's paying less, so he's paying like 15% in taxes, and I'm paying like 25%. Again, made up numbers. Yeah, but yeah. I'm busting my butt. I'm paying a higher percentage in taxes. I mean, that doesn't seem right. It seems to me that this act would help equalize that, and it would also help fund programs like Medicare for All, or like lowering college costs. So that's something I'd hope she'd get behind.
Yeah, I'll certainly pass that on.
All right. We're almost done.
No worries.
We're almost done here. And I just mentioned, this one's another general one. I just mentioned student loan issues and college costs. While this ship has largely sailed for me, I'm out of college already. I'm trying to pay back my student loans. The fact is, there is a lot of student loan debt in this country, and it is just crippling people who are coming out of college now. A lot of them don't have the money to buy homes or cars, which would help our economy. And I hope she's willing to do something to either lower the cost of college or do something about the student loan debt, because it's crippling the youth today, and it's stifling our economy. And I don't know what exactly can be done about it, but I hope she'll work on that and will be a vocal, be very vocal in doing so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. I have one last one. We're almost done. I'm sorry to bother you.
This is good. I'm an intern, and this is good to test my familiarity with the bill.
All right. And the last one, I mentioned earlier that the climate bill was, excuse me, was being worked on by a group called Justice Democrats. And I don't know if you've heard of them or who they are, but they are a group of Democrats who have sworn against taking PAC money, against taking corporation money, big donor money, because...
Rock on.
Yeah, exactly. It's corrupting the political system. And it seems to me that a lot of Democrats today would have been Republicans in, say, the Reagan era. That's how far things have shifted, and it's largely because of the money in politics. So I would like to know what her stance is on money in politics, on getting it out, and if she would be willing to take that pledge to raise from small donors instead of, like, last election, half of her money came from PACs. And I can't find where those PACs are, or what, excuse me, I said that wrong. I can't find what PACs those were, so I don't have any idea where the money came from. And it's been shown over and over again that where you get your money affects your vote. And I would much rather have her and all of the other representatives and senators be beholden to the people they serve and not just the wealthy elites. So I don't know if she's heard of them. I don't know what her thought is on them. But I'd like to hear her take that pledge. No more corporate money, no more PAC money. Small donors, go the populist route. And if she does that, I can almost guarantee she'll have a job forever. She wants it in the House, because people will love it.
All right. Anything else I can do for you, sir?
No, that's it today.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
Have a good afternoon.
Yep, bye. All right, as you can see there, I went in. I had a lot of facts to throw at this. I understood I probably wasn't going to get a lot of answers. I got no answers from her. She didn't even take my contact info. Usually they'll take your contact info and tell you they'll get back to you. This lady didn't. So I'm not going to hear anything back. Couple weeks, when I get another day off work, I'll probably be calling again. So we'll see what happens. She said she was an intern. Don't know if that's true. She had no answers. She didn't try. Seemed to agree with a couple of things, but who knows? She also largely sounded dispassionate about it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's a call. I encourage anybody who watches this, call your representatives. Have specifics for them. Push them in the way you think they need to go. And obviously, I lean to the left. So that's the way I'm going to push them. But be active. Try to do things to help your local community. And if all you can do is call and leave a message, call and leave a message. They'll ignore emails, so you got to call. And I know that's a pain in the butt, but it's got to be done. People got to know where we stand. So that's it. I hope you all have a good day. It's a beautiful day here in Minnesota. I'm going to go outside.